Select all that apply questions got me like listening to my thoughts. Like I can hear the answer's heartbeat. Oh my god. It's B, C, D, and E. Hey guys! So today I wanted to come here and talk to you about my tips and tricks and secrets behind Nclex, okay? So I took my Nclex in June, and because I graduated in May, and I took my Nclex in June, and honestly it wasn't that bad if you stick to exactly what I'm saying. So I took my Nclex in June of 2019. I graduated in May, so it only took me 1 month to prepare for my Nclex, like a month and a half. So I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below, are you still in nursing school? What tips do you think would help you? Or did you just graduate, or are you already a nurse? Like, what are some tips y'all want to share to the world? Definitely put it down in the comments down below. And let's get into it. Number 1, get a notebook and split it into different categories. You can use bookmarks to separate each category. You can get an actual notebook that separates into like 5 different subjects, whatever you have to do. But make each category what makes sense to you. So for me, I did one category of my notebook for pharm and drugs, one for pediatrics, one for OB, one for leadership and management of care, and one for like med-surg, and I believe I'm missing one more. I cannot find my book for the life of me. I don't need it anymore, clearly, but I can't find it. I really like to show y'all, but like the cool thing I did with mine was that when I wrote my notes out, I would highlight what's really urgent to know in like yellow, what are some good things to know but it's not as priority in like pink, and leave everything else in pencil or pen. So that was kind of like my way of kind of handling my notebook, and then separating into categories. So like when I have a question, when I'm doing my questions from my resource that I use to help study, I will say, okay, that's a pediatric question. Go to the pediatric section and write out my notes from that question. Okay? That's definitely helpful because you can flip through it anytime. You can bring it to work. You can bring it to your friend's house, wherever. You can bring it with you. Next is to pick an Nclex date that is not on Friday, y'all. Trust me when I say that, because if you do it on Friday, you won't get your results till Monday, and you will not sleep for 2-3 nights. Do you want that for yourself? No, I don't want that for you. So definitely take your exam. I recommend like Monday through Thursday, because you will get your results honestly within 24, maybe 48 hours for sure. So definitely keep checking that Secretary of State website to figure out if you got your license or not. Don't wait for the Nclex Pearson company to message you. I'm still waiting on that message. And it's been like, what, 6 months? Just check Secretary of State website and see if your license came through. Also with the date thing, I picked June because my residency for my job started in August. So I did it in a way where if I did fail that first Nclex exam, I can take it again before my residency starts, because with Nclex, you cannot take another Nclex until you reach 45 days since the first one. So if you took it on June 1st, you have to wait 45 days later, which is like July 15th or something like that. So just kind of plan around your start date for your work if you have a job already waiting for you, so you can plan accordingly and give yourself a safety net so you don't have to remove your residency program to like a whole nother part of the year. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever job contract you have. If there's one thing you can get out of this video, y'all, is you have to do QBank questions. If you don't do questions, it won't prepare you. You cannot just study notes and keep it pushing. Highly 10 out of 10 recommend you get a QBank and you do questions. This is the only time somebody's going to tell you quantity is better than quality when it comes to Nclex preparations. For real. If I didn't know the question, at least I did it, at least I've seen it. So if it pops up on my Nclex, I've done it, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Just get familiar. Not every topic you're going to be an expert in. Just accept that right now. Accept that. I'm not going to be great in everything, period. Just do your best. Get exposed to different questions. If your Q Bank offers 2,000 questions in your plan that you paid for, do pretty much the 2,000. Pretty much do the 2,000 questions that they said that they offer you, basically. So with those questions that you get, write down the rationales, whether it's a question you got right or whether it's a question you got wrong. Write down the rationale, y'all. Period, point blank. You need to write down the rationale because, and put in that notebook I said, because that is where the juice is. That's where the education comes from. It's not the questions. It's you answer the question, you got it right, you got it wrong, and then it's like a whole paragraph full of content saying, this is what this question is, this is the pathophysiology of it, this is that drug, this is the signs and symptoms, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, just believe me when I say write down the rationale. And study critical things like your labs, your your potassiums, your sodiums, and all that fun stuff. Make sure you review simple protocols like blood. What can you not do with blood? Or simple things like what to look for in certain vital signs. You know, definitely no air. If there's one thing I could tell y'all. Okay. Here's the secret to passing the NCLEX. Y'all ready? A, B, C. Airway, breathing, circulation. If you cannot figure out the answer to a question, is it an airway issue? Is it a breathing issue? Is it a circulation issue? In that order, and you'll figure out what's priority, because every question is about priority. It is not about what's right or wrong. Most of the time, it's a priority question. So if you can figure out that patient A can't breathe, but patient B is having a panic attack, you're going to pick patient A because patient A can't breathe. Like, priority. Prioritization is the only way to pass NCLEX, because they know you don't know everything, but they want you to know what to do. If a patient walks up in your hospital and there's 3 patients that come at the same time, which one are you going to put on the bed first? You're going to have 1 room left. Use your mind, use your prioritization. Think. Be critical thinkers, okay? Next thing I'm going to tell y'all, don't use too many resources, y'all. Do not use too many resources. I only use UWorld. So UWorld is the best of the best of the best of the best. Everybody I've talked to, from my coworkers to my classmates to everybody in between online, they tell you UWorld is that girl. UWorld looks exactly like the NCLEX, like literally the blue color, the white, everything, the font looks exactly the same. There were even questions from UWorld that was on my NCLEX. I'm talking about like a good 10, like 5 to 10 questions on there. And that could have made the difference between passing or failing. You don't know. So definitely recommend UWorld. I don't like Kaplan. I don't know about any other resources that are big like that. But UWorld is that girl, because it gives you beautiful rationales. I'm telling you, it's like, wow. Shout out to UWorld. Like, honestly, sponsor me. Like, honestly, for real. I love UWorld. Another resource that I used was my Nclex Mastery app. And it was a couple of bucks when I bought it off of like a Christmas sale. And honestly, it was a game changer because I can go anywhere in the world and be able to practice. Like UWorld, you can too, slick, but like this was a little more user friendly, and so like I could just do different questions, and also it gives me another platform to kind of see different ways that people could word it. So I had 2 ways of studying. It was that and then UWorld. Highly recommend that combination for sure. Next thing I want to mention, you need to hang out with your friends and family or anybody who's important to you. Don't let those 5, 6, whatever weeks go by and you didn't like get social or do your normal routine when it comes to socialization. You need to get out there and have fun. If you're constantly stuck in your room like a turtle, you will feel a mental block hit. And then if you unfortunately not pass the exam, now you're regretting everything, and then you're like, dang, it's just a wind downhill. You just need to prioritize everything in your life that's important to you. Don't just let NCLEX suck you in dry. Does it need to be your top priority? Correct. Does it need to be the only priority? Incorrect. And I highly recommend you make block schedules. So like, pretend NCLEX studying is a job. So you say, okay, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm studying, period. I'll take a lunch break at 12, 30-minute lunch break. You know, I'll do my bathroom breaks, and that's pretty much it. Make it work, sis. Make it work. Because you have other things in your life, and you want everything else to go downhill while you're trying to get your NCLEX, and then when you're past your NCLEX, now you got to deal with all that stuff that went downhill. No, sis. We're about staying ahead, okay? Plan ahead to stay ahead. Cool? Cool. So it's the night before. You studied your U-World, you did your rationales, you studied your notebook, you highlighted all the things that are important, you did it all together. Okay, sis and brothers? Nerves are shaking. You're like, I don't know nothing. Literally, you're doing pop quizzes in your head, and you're like, I forgot what potassium normal levels are. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Flip, do the notebook. No, stop. Go to sleep. Go to sleep at an appropriate time before you have to go to your test. You already know if you're in nursing school about to take your NCLEX, you already know all the self-care tips you can do. Sleeping early, make sure you're eating a good breakfast. Drink water, but not too much. You don't want to pee. You don't want to feel the urge to pee in the middle of your exam and you already used your break or anything crazy. Just drink enough water for you to feel like good, okay? And pee before you take your test. Do not study the night before. I understand if you want to review some quick labs, like, okay, potassium, or okay, what are just certain normal levels, because if you know the normal, you will know the abnormal. Don't study the low and the highs of things. Study the normal, because you only get to study one category. And if anything is below 10, you know it's hypo. If anything's above 20, you know it's hyper. Like, study the normals and the rest shall follow. Now is the day of. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy if you go over 75 questions, okay? I too am an over 75 question NCLEX taker who passed. And let me tell you, does it make me less of a nurse or more of a nurse? Honestly, it don't, okay? Because you're going to learn today that nursing is a lot of on-the-job training, but that's another topic for another day. Don't get crazy if you're like at 76 and you're like, it didn't turn off. You're at 90, it didn't turn off. You're at 150, it didn't turn off. You're in my situation where you're at freaking, was it 200? And I was like, and the cool thing about NCLEX is, not the cool thing, bro, nothing's cool about NCLEX. Turn that down. And the thing about NCLEX is that it knows what you don't know. It knows what you don't know. And it will be like, oh, you don't know this is? That's it. That's pretty much what it's going to do. It's going to be like, gotcha. Here's another one. That was how it was for me with pediatrics. I don't know jack about pediatrics. Slick to this day. And I'm not joking though. But it found out in that exam. It found out I wasn't good at pediatrics. And guess what? Kept throwing those questions at me. And that's when I knew I'm sucking at these pediatric questions because I keep getting them. So therefore, I try to get as much as I can right and really slow down with those pediatric questions and answer them appropriately. And that's when my test turned off on like 3 pediatric questions. Please study what you don't know because it's going to show itself. And learn the percentages of what the NCLEX's questions are majority about. So I believe the biggest category is like management of care. So you'll be surprised it's not drugs or anything medical. It's a lot about like the laws and like just things that would make sure you don't lose your license. Last but not least, y'all, you made it to the end of nursing school. I mean, I really did, like, for real, like, I was that kid in class where I was, like, sliding by, like, slide. And let me tell y'all, I'm a nurse at a very good hospital, and I'm good at my job. period. It won't define who you'll be as a nurse. So just remember that. You got this. Do the best you can with what you got. All right, y'all. This is a online prayer that you'll do well. And all the best to you in your endeavors. And let me know if you have any questions or what career you're going to. I'm so excited for y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm making a lot more content about nursing. I do hair videos, and I'm going to be doing a lot of like Atlanta content since this is where I live. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.